Hello, everybody, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am so excited, so thrilled, so happy that finally we get to do this. We get to kick off this. Listen, I've been meaning to do this for the longest time. I've procrastinated, I've postponed it, but finally here we are. And this is the introduction video to this YouTube channel. Now I know you're obviously wondering, why did I start this YouTube channel? What's there to this YouTube channel? What's the thing? Why have you started a YouTube channel? What's the point to a YouTube channel? Now, as we go through the introduction for this YouTube channel, I'll also be touching on issues of purpose. I'll also be talking about purpose. So you might want to stick around if you want to get to know about purpose. If you want to learn about purpose and living a purposeful life, you might want to stick around in this video. But before we go any further, please do consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. That way, whenever I post a new video, you'll be able to see it. Whenever there's new content on this platform, you will be the first to get to know about it. And there's going to be a lot more benefits that are going to be coming up. It may not necessarily be monetary, but there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be coming up for my subscribers, for the subscribers of this YouTube channel. There's a lot of things we'll get to do together, but let that not be the motivation behind you coming onto this platform. If you're coming onto this platform, then you might want to stick around to understand what this YouTube channel is going to be about. So now that that's not out of the way, I just have to make one more disclaimer, and then we get off with it. Now, the second disclaimer I want to make is that, listen, English is my second language. My official language is Shona. So English is my second language. If I mess it up, if I drop the ball at some point, please just say, I don't know what you say, but just bear with me. Of course, this is my second language. Okay, so now that that's done, let's talk about why I started this YouTube channel. Now, I did say that I will also be touching on aspects of purpose. Now, purpose is that thing that God created you for on this planet Earth. We all did not come here on earth just to make money, live a good life, and that's it. No. God created us with a set of skills, with a set of abilities, and He is predestined for us to live a certain way, and that way we'll be able to impact our lives, we'll be able to impact the lives of those around us, and we'll be able to impact the lives of the communities that we find ourselves in. However, if you fail to find what God has ordained you for, what's going to happen is you're going to live a life that's empty. By empty, I mean you will make a lot of money, you might make a lot of money, you might excel at whatever else that you get to do, but you will never be fulfilled. You still feel there's a void, you still feel there's something else I could do. That is why you find a lot of people who have got a high-paying job. Maybe they're actually a CEO of a company, and then they quit that to go and start something that you look at and say, but look, this won't make you as much money as you're making in that job or in that space. But that's what purpose is about. Purpose is living a life that will fulfill you, a life that will fulfill your God-given dream. But I know you already know this, because this is out there. Everyone is talking about this. Everyone puts things across. This information you've heard before. When I was about to shoot this video, I put out a WhatsApp status on my phone just to find out, just to get a sense of what people think about purpose and what the state of knowledge is around purpose. And you will be shocked by just how many people responded and said, look, I haven't discovered my purpose. I don't know what my purpose is. Now, I'm talking about adults. I'm talking about people that are old, people that have families, people that have responsibilities that they're already taking care of, people that have already lived about two or three decades of their lives and still do not know what purpose is about. And I don't say this in a way to condemn them. I don't say this in a way to sound as if I'm speaking down on them, because even myself, I have lived about 2.5 decades of my life without any knowledge of what my purpose is, and just living a life of trial and error. So today we're going to be touching on aspects of that. But how do you find your purpose? Because I find defining purpose, you can get countless information about what purpose is. You can get a ton rather, of sources on the internet. If you go to ask any pastor, go to ask any public speaker, go to ask anybody at all that you think would have knowledge about this, they will tell you what purpose is. But one thing I find lacks, one thing I find a lot of people do not have, is information and knowledge about how do you access purpose. How do you live a life of purpose? So the concept of purpose is well understood. The concept of what purpose is well understood. However, how to navigate towards it, what to do in order to live a life that is purposeful. That has been the bone of contention in my research, and I find that a lot of people are not aware. A lot of people do not even know what they need to do. A lot of people do not even know how they can realize their purpose. Um, some parents who have excelled at parenting have been able to help their children identify their purpose at a tender age, at a younger age. So they expose them to a lot of things. They expose them to. That's why this would actually be very helpful for some parents. That when your child is still young and they're still going through their early primary school days or early childhood education, I don't know what you call it in wherever you stay, whatever part of the world you come from. But it's important to expose them to a lot of things because at this point their brain is still developing, and that's where their undiluted passion is felt. That's where their undiluted passion will be experienced. They're still not yet influenced by a lot of things, so it's much easier for them to identify what they gravitate towards easily, as opposed to someone who's old. Someone who's old might actually think something is their passion, and yet this thing is only something they like because they've been influenced by their favorite artist, by their favorite personality. They aspire to be somebody else, and so they look up to that person. And at the end of the day, that thing is so full in their mind that they end up thinking, look, I want to become a singer, or I want to become a business person, I want to become that. Not because that's what God is wired on the inside of them, but because that's what they've been seeing, that's what they've been exposed to, and therefore they think they want to be that. I'll give you an example. Growing up, I always thought I wanted to be a pilot, right? Until I got to high school. In high school, I ended up in a sciences class. To cut the long story short, I ended up in a sciences class, and now in a sciences class, when we started doing a research about what we could do with our education once we've finished with high school, one of the top things that were there for us was to be a doctor. So I thought, look, I want to be a doctor. I wanted to be a doctor not because I was really passionate about medicine. Actually, when I got to university, I realized I am not passionate about medicine at all. Those guys, by the way, just in case you are an A-level student in high school and you want to be a doctor, it's not a bad career at all. It's a very beautiful career. It's a career that is, all this beautiful stuff. But it's just not for me. So for starters, I got to university, and I had friends from high school who started doing medicine. And all of a sudden, these guys are buried in these thick volume books. They are buried studying, reading. These guys did not write exams for the whole of their first year. And I think they only got to write exams at the end of their second. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, there's just a lot of work. And when they finish work, they have to deal with a lot of depressed people who come. Imagine you are in an environment where everybody that's coming to you has got some kind of a problem, and you have to give them a solution. So I figured it's not my thing, to be honest. But growing up, I really thought I wanted to be a doctor, up until I got to be exposed to what being a doctor is about, and I realized, no, I'm far from this. I'm far from this. But hear me, where I'm going with this. What purpose does is that even though you're misguided, even though you may not know what your purpose is, elements of purpose will always show up in your life. Now, I want to give you an example of my life, and that way we will be able to sort of decipher what I'm talking about. Now, I've always loved talking. When I was in high school, I was not a prefect. When I was in Form 4, I was not a prefect. But I was one of those people who would be selected to come and, say a word or share a word in assembly. There were prefects, there was a head boy. I was not in it. I did not hold any portfolio in my O-level portfolio. I did not hold any portfolio in my O-levels, but I would get to be offered the opportunity to talk, and I would articulate myself. I don't mean to blow my own trumpet. I'm just trying to give you an example. And then I moved to A-level. When I went into A-level, I was in a sciences class, but I joined scripturing, and I ended up being the vice president of that scripturing, not because I was the most spiritual person around, but because I was able to speak. So they said to me, look, we're going to make you the vice president, so that when we host events, you'll be able to, host other schools, and it was a boys' school, so, scripturing also had a bit of an ego side to it. I mean, yeah, don't judge us. I know you are already judging. Well, don't judge us. And then we also started a science club. Again, I was not the most scientific student in that group. I was not the most, actually, the guy who was the most scientific person, who was the most experimental person. He's done a lot of things. He's actually been doing a lot of great work. His name is Knowledge Kondi, if I'm not mistaken. Knowledge. We ended up calling him Uchkora back in school because he was very good working with Maze Corb Ash. It was like a Maze Corb Ash, whatever. That we call it Uchkora. I'm sure anyone will understand. I'll probably put up the English name for that on the screen. But yeah, that he ended up doing a lot of experimentation with that. Ended up traveling the world for that, and he's done well for himself. But my point is, I got to be science club president just because I was able to talk, just because I was able to articulate myself. And so talking has always been a part of everything I do. So regardless of where I find myself, I always excel at articulating myself. But I didn't realize that this could be the thing that's linked to my purpose. I actually am a singer. I love singing. I've joined several choirs. I've even founded some choirs with my friends. But what's outstanding for me, even throughout all these experiences, is that I enjoy talking. I love talking. So wherever I go, I always end up finding myself in a space where I'm the one who's responsible for PR. I'm the one who's responsible for marketing. I'm the one who's responsible for speaking. Right now, I am helping out a friend of mine with his business. I do his PR. I do his marketing. Of course, I then do administration. But the point is, talking has always been my thing. And yet, yeah, I was thinking, I want to be a doctor, I want to be this, I want to be that. It's only now that I realize, look, when I'm talking, I feel I am in my element. When I'm talking, I feel this is my thing. But listen, talking is not really attached to any like direct career. Yes, they will say you can do marketing, they will say you can do human resources, they will say you can do PR. But remember, talking has got a lot of things that is attached to it. It had to take me realizing that talking is the thing that I'm good at, for me to be able to then start making moves towards the direction of my purpose. So one of the reasons why I started this YouTube channel is entirely to pursue my purpose, because I realized I love to talk. I'm the guy that if you're speaking to me on WhatsApp, on a conversation, I'm the guy that's going to send you an audio message that's 7 minutes long. So sorry to all my friends who are victims of this. You will bear with me. It's my error purpose, so you have no choice. But you know yourselves, the people that have sent 7 minutes audios, messages, and some will open them, some won't. But for those that know me well, you will know that talking is the thing that I enjoy the most. I can talk the whole day, and I don't mind. And so, in my pursuit of purpose, I realized that perhaps I have to pursue platform speaking. But of course, before I get to any platform, I have to start somewhere. And so I decided to start a YouTube channel where I can pursue my dream of speaking. But I can't just come here and start speaking about nothing. So the purpose of this video was to let you know what this YouTube channel then is about. Now this YouTube channel, we're going to be dealing with all things men's health, both physical and mental health. Now, if you're a woman, you're probably about to switch off thinking, look, if this is a men's channel, then why are we here? It's a YouTube channel that's focused on men, but it's for everyone. You're a spouse, you're a sister, you're a mother, you've got men in your life. You need to understand how they process their emotions. You need to understand the diseases that affect them. You need to understand everything about them. And if you're going to live in harmony with a man, if you're going to live in a sustainable relationship with a man, then you need to know how they function. You need to know how they are wired. You need to know what happens in their mind. You need to know everything about them. So this is the platform where you will get that information. I know there's countless information on the internet, but I wanted to provide a platform where if you're from Zimbabwe or if you're from Africa, you can get a perspective of what goes on in the minds of men from the context of our socio-economic environment, from the context of where we come from. Now, it's easy to get information about the physiology of a man anywhere on the internet. You can get that. There's a lot of people who've written that. But the purpose of this YouTube channel really is to provide context, is to then give you context to say, if you're dealing with a man who is in Zimbabwe right now, what is it that you're likely to look out for? What are the things that you need to be aware of? If you're dealing with a man that is raised and that is born and raised in Africa, what are the things, what are the challenges, what are the missing links, what are the strengths, what are the benefits, what are the things that you need to be on the lookout for if you're dealing with a man from that place? So the idea is to then say whether you find yourself in a relationship, whether it's a love relationship, a business relationship, whatever kind of a relationship you find yourself in with a Zimbabwean man or an African man in general, you will be able to know what to expect. You'll be able to know how to relate to them or to relate with them. That's the purpose of this YouTube channel. Also, this YouTube channel is not only for those that are looking forward to understanding how to deal with men. I find that a lot of men are generally expected to just know their story. You're expected to already have your acts together. But a lot of us are confused. A lot of us do not even know what to do. A lot of us are finding ourselves with education that we don't even, that we're not ready to use. We're finding ourselves with a lot of skills that are redundant. We're finding ourselves in an environment where you have to start from zero and you know nothing, you know what to do. This platform will be a platform that's also going to empower men. A platform where we'll be bringing in a lot of different speakers, some to even bring women so that women can give us a perspective, their perspective on certain issues, so that as a man, when you come onto this platform, you'll be able to get information that will empower you. You'll get information that will help you as you enter into a relationship. We'll get business people to come and talk about what do you need to do if you want to pursue business. We'll get a lot of people really to come onto the platform so that as men, we'll be able to get information that will help us, that will take us forward. So generally, this YouTube channel will be a benefit to everybody, even if you're a woman. Some of the information we're going to be sharing here will also help you, but of course it will be predominantly about men, so that we can have a niche, so that we're not all over the place. But of course we will share some other activities. We're going to be having vlogs here and there. We're going to be sharing some of my musical experiences. There's going to be a lot other types of content that you will enjoy. So if you think this is something you would love to be a part of, this is a journey you would love to be a part of, kindly click the subscribe button. I don't know if it's there or there or there or there, I don't know. Wherever you see it, just click the subscribe button. That way, when I post the next video, which is going to be exciting, you won't be able to miss it. You will be a part of what God is doing. You'll be a part of the experience that's about to start. Thank you so much for spending time with me today on the introductory video to this YouTube channel. I know I've been speaking very fast. I'm trying to compress all my thoughts so that you get my heart, you get the purpose of this video. I will try to put subtitles. If I fail to do that, I'm sure by now you have already noticed I didn't manage to do it. But the dream is to make sure that this message reaches everybody. There's still a lot of things to be worked on, but I know that you guys will be patient with us as we improve, as we grow, as we're going to grow. There's a lot of things that will need to be improved for us to be able to interact easily and to be able to relate easily. But obviously, all those things will happen in time. I'm so glad that I've been able to do this. I'm so glad that you've been Lupus. I'm so happy that you've joined me today on the platform, on this channel. I'm so glad that you took your time, and thank you so much. May God richly bless you. Until the next episode, it's bye bye for now.